last week we looked at how to draw lines of best fit. Okay, I think that's the most important thing that we need to know in this chapter. Okay, so we learn how to draw lines of best fit, and then after that, we learn how to draw lines of best fit, and then after that we learned also how to form the equation. Okay, so please take note of it lah. Okay, how to form the equation. Remember how to calculate the gradient, how to determine the y-intercept. Okay, the y-axis intercept. Okay, and then last Thursday, what you did was how to change a non-linear equation to a linear one. Okay, especially if I give you what is the y-axis. Okay, and the underlying principle underneath all this is for a linear graph, for a straight line graph, okay, we need to make sure that we follow this template. So the y-axis and the x-axis can always change. It's not just y and then x. But we can change a non-linear equation like this, okay, to become a linear equation, especially if I give you what is the y-axis and the x-axis lah. Okay, so for today, I'm going to do a little bit of discussion first, okay, to show you how we can, from a graph, okay, two things we need to do today lah. Number one, if I give you a graph, okay, how are you going to change the graph from a linear equation to a non-linear equation? So like this. Okay, so for example, in this case, so you have y over x, okay, and then you have these two lines over here, and then it is against x squared. So this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Okay, so when we do this now, we always bear in mind this y-axis equals to gradient, okay, x-axis, okay, plus the y-intercept. Okay, so in this case, you are given 2 points over here, 4, 6, and 2, 5. So you can calculate the gradient. Okay, you can calculate the gradient, and then how do you calculate the y-intercept? Because they never give you what is the y-intercept here. You don't know what this is. But we know that the y-intercept, okay, we know that the y-intercept, the coordinate here is 0 and whatever the c is lah. Okay, that's why you see they use the same gradient that they calculate just now, and they use 6, 4, and 0 and c. Okay, so 6 minus c, and then 4 minus 0 equals to half. Then you can find the value of c lah. Okay, if you want, you can also use oh no, you can't. Sorry. You cannot. You have to use this one. Okay, use the gradient, okay, that you counted, okay, to find the value of c. Then you put everything inside. Okay, so this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, okay, according to the graph. Then you put it in here and you put it in here. So right now what we're doing is form a linear equation. Okay, this is what we want to do. Form a linear equation. And then after that, how do you change it to linear? So they say express y in terms of x. So y in terms of x means y equals to yada 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 lah. Okay, so if you take a look at this is y over x, right? So how do we change it to y? We multiply everything by x. Kita darab semua dengan x. Okay, so half x squared times x will be half x cubed. 4 times x will be 4x. And then that's it. Okay, you can leave it as like that. So this is a very common question. Okay, they ask you to do, okay, and then after that, they ask you to express y in terms of x. Okay, so what I would like you to do first, is try number 1 and number 2. Okay, try number 1 and number 2 in your paper now. Okay, and then after that, once you are done, or doesn't matter lah. Okay, doesn't matter whether I'm going to give you 15 minutes to do this. 15 minutes to do both questions. Just give it a try. Okay, just give it a try. Sorry, do you guys know what page this is? I'm like, what page is this? Hold on, let me just double check something first. Oh, okay. Page 97. Okay, page 97. Okay, try question 1, 2, and 3. Try question number 1, number 2, and 3. The most important thing, that everybody must be able to do, even if you cannot answer the question, you must be able to do this. I want you to find the gradient, find the y-intercept, and then put it into this one. Okay, if you can do up to here, that's good enough for today. Okay, then we will talk about how to answer the question. Okay, so number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to answer all these three. At 10:25, okay, I'm going to ask a few people, actually everybody lah. Okay, I'm going to ask everybody to take a photo of the question and then send it into the Telegram, and then we will see how it goes. Okay, 15 minutes. Try the best that you can. If you don't know how to answer, it's okay. Move on to the next one. Just make sure that you know how to calculate the gradient, how to calculate the y-intercept, and then put it into this one. Okay, if you can do up to here, that's good enough for today. I'm going to start with question 1 first, and I think I'm going to use Danny's one, because Danny's one is the one that has the most mistakes. Okay, the first one is 6 minus 2 and 6 minus 0. This is very good. Okay, so you saw that this is 0 and 2. So this is correct. Okay, but my question is actually, why do you need to do this? Because from the second class, from last week's class, I already showed you that this is actually the y-intercept. Already you know what is the c. Right? So actually this c is wrong lah. You shouldn't have done this. And even if you wanted to do this, okay, this number here should be 2. And this number here, this is correct lah. Okay, but this number here should be 2. I don't know why it is 3 though. Okay, but I like the fact that all of you, at least the ones who did this, okay, you substituted it correctly lah. So you put the gradient over here, okay, and you put the c over here. Okay, that's the most important thing that you must get from this chapter first. Okay, but okay, so I'm going to go to somebody else's question. Okay, so this is the same thing, Olivia. Okay, but hers is a little bit better, except that, okay, hers is a little bit better. She did the gradient correctly, she got the c correct, okay, and she substituted it correctly. So you're only missing one step, okay, which is express y in terms of x. So how do I change 1 over y to become y? Okay, that is the question that we need to answer lah. Okay, and so I'm going to use, this is Yvonne's one. Okay, so Yvonne, also the same thing. My question is, how did you get this 5? Okay, and it seems like Dennis and you have the same, this one lah. Okay, but again, the same thing. Why is there a 5 over here is the question. But this is 1 pull-up. And so interesting. All right, let's look at Wei Zhen's one. Okay, so Wei Zhen's one is probably the most correct so far. Okay, he got the gradient correct. Okay, which is 2 over 3. Okay, and then of course he got the c correct and he substituted it correctly. Okay, but the thing is, Wei Zhen, can you explain to me how you got this? What did you do to do this? Oh, you just turn it, okay. I think that's a very good thing. Okay, I think that it's good that you understand that you have to turn it around. You have to terbalikkan, because 1 over y become y with terbalikkan, right? Okay, the only problem with this is that you can only terbalikkan, and this is a very important rule. Okay, and that's why I asked you how you did this lah. Okay, so everybody will learn from this. If you want to terbalikkan something, we have to make sure that on each side of the equal sign, okay, there is only one term. Okay, one term means there's no plus. There's no plus that's separating the two of them. So in this case, this is one term, and then this is another term. So there are two terms here. So you cannot flip it around. Okay, because there are two terms on the right side. On the left side, no problem. One term only. Okay, so no problem. So the problem is on the right side. How do I change the right side so that it becomes one term? Okay, and this is something that we have to learn together lah. Okay, so we learn together. Okay, so 1 over, 1 over y equals to, I'm going to combine these two, 2 over 3x plus 2. Okay, and then after that I cross multiply. Okay, so that it becomes 1 over y equals to 2 plus 6x over 3x. Like that. Okay, like when we do fraction, right? So 2 times 3x will give you 6x. 2 times 1, here is 1 lah, kan, equals to 2. So when you write it like this, okay, when you write it like this, okay, this becomes one term already. Okay, they are one term lah. This is two terms, 1 and 2. So we cannot flip it if it's two terms, but if it is one term, then you can flip it around. So when you turn it, like what Wei Chen said, you will get y equals to 3x over 2 plus 6x. This is our final answer. Okay, so you flip it the other way around lah. Okay, or like Wei Chen said lah, okay, I turn it. Okay, so if there's anything that we need to learn here, it is that when you want to turn, okay, when you want to turn around, make sure that it is one term on each side. One term, okay, one term means there is, if there is a plus, it must be in a fraction. You cannot have one number here, and then got separated by a plus. That is two terms already. Okay, so there's very totally different thing altogether lah. Okay, so we need to make sure it's one term, then only you can flip it around. Okay, so we learn from this now. All right, thanks to the 4 people in this group. Let me go to question number 2. I think question number 2 is the one that has the least problem. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start with Charlotte's one. Okay, first of all, Charlotte, you got the gradient correct, so that's good. Okay, 10 minus 4, 2 minus 6, so you get negative 3 over 2. Okay, so again, the problem is how to get the C lah. And so Charlotte, what she did was, she used this, and then she substituted this 6 and 4 and the gradient to get the C, which is good. Okay, you can also use this method, also totally no problem. Now the problem is, when you substitute inside now, okay, what she did was, she put the y-axis, okay, over here, x-axis, x, and then the gradient, put it over here, and then the C, okay, which is over here. Okay, so far so good. All right, and then after that, can you tell me why must you times by x? Why did you times by x? Who was this? It's not Charlotte. Oh yeah, Charlotte. Why did you times by x? So that the left side only equals to y. Okay, very good. So that's the, at least you know what you're doing lah. Okay, so that the left side equals to y, you know why? Sorry. So why do we want to do that now? Because we want to have this equation. This is the non-linear equation. And this is already linear already. Okay, and so when she did that, okay, multiply everything by x, this one become x squared, and then this one become x. Then you compare it with this. Okay, you compare this and this. Okay, y equals to px plus qx squared. So when you compare, you see that the px and the 13x is the same. So that's why she get p equals to 13. And then after that, it is the qx squared equals to negative 3x squared. And same thing. So q equals to negative 3 over 2. Okay. Notice that even when you compare, you need to make sure that you compare dengan betul. It is not, oh, okay, the first number is this one, the second number is this one lah. Cannot now. You must see, no, x squared means with x squared. X is with x. Okay. So very good, Charlotte, that you got this. Okay. Now let's talk about let's talk about number 3. But hold on, let me comment the rest first. Who else did number 2? I know the 4 girls did number 2. So this is Charlotte. This is Deborah. Okay, Deborah also got the same thing, except that except that this one lah. Okay, there is no step over here. Like how come suddenly y equals to so this one is wrong already. This part is wrong. You got the answer? Actually, the answer is not correct, right? What was the answer? The answer is P equals to 13, Q equals to negative 3 over 2. See, so you see, Deborah, the thing, because you put in the incorrect place, okay, so when you compare, it is wrong. I think you got the idea. Okay, the idea is that you have to compare, but it's just that you forgot that when you form this equation, you must use the axis. Cannot just y and x. Okay, it must follow the axis. Okay, who is the other person? Freya. So Freya also got the same concept lah. Okay, so the good thing is, and I'm very glad lah. Okay, the good thing is all of you probably can count the gradient and the y-intercept correctly. Okay, so that's good. But when you replace it in here, also the same thing lah. Or this one even more high. See, got x and then x some more. Where can our y-axis is y over x, our x-axis is x. Okay, so again, the comparison over here needs to be improved lah. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go to question number 3. Okay, question number 3, which David cannot even send a photo. He just say heart, sir, and then that's it. Okay, I'm going to start with Zhonghan's one lah. Okay, Zhonghan, I understand what you're trying to do here. Okay, you are trying to put in the negative 4 over here because you saw the negative 4 from over here lah. Okay, but I think one thing that we need to realize, and this is something that that we have to also learn ourselves lah. Okay, is that these two, okay, is the same equation. It's just that one is non-linear and one is already linear. Okay, so we have to be very careful about this lah. Okay, and that's why if you notice the number 3 question, I purposely asked the people who are, a little bit more stronger, okay, to try to answer this. It's a bit hard, okay, but let's see how it goes lah. Okay, let's take a look at Simbari's one. Simbari, I just say I don't know already. Okay, so what Simbari did was she wrote down this one. Okay, y equals to negative 4x squared plus 6 is here, and then she wrote this lah, y equals to 6x plus c. Okay, for this one. But the problem is we don't know what is this y and what is this x. Okay, what is this y and what is it? We don't know. Okay, and so I noticed that after that, what you did was you multiply everything by x. Okay, you multiply everything by x so that you can get this one. Y equals to negative 4x squared plus 6x. And then she changed over, and then after that she said, I don't know anymore. Okay, it's like, oh, okay, I also don't know what to do. Okay, no worry, no worry. Now, I think the most important thing that we need to realize is this lah. Let me see if there's anybody else that did this. Did Stephanie and David do this? Okay, Stephanie and David did do this. Okay, so just to show you this one. So first of all, Wei Zhen, remember this. Okay, we need to make sure that it is one term and then only this one. Okay, secondly, for the second group, this one, okay, make sure that when you put it in, you have the correct axis. Okay, now number 3, okay, number 3. So this is how it will work lah. So you start with this, okay, and then how do I know, okay, that this, sorry, first of all, I need to know that, first of all, I need to know that there is a negative 4 over here and the intercept is negative 4. So how do you make the negative 4x squared to become negative 4? It is, you divide everything by x squared. So you get y over x squared equals to negative 4 plus 6 over x squared. Okay, and so this one becomes our y-axis, and our negative 4, just like this one, is our c. So that means our 6 over x squared is actually our x-axis. And so from last Thursday's class, I said that 6 over x squared, actually you can split it up, becomes 6 times 1 over x squared. So that this one becomes the x-axis. And then this one becomes the gradient. Okay, which is like this. Okay, so that means now our y-axis equals to y over x squared, and our x-axis equals to 1 over x squared. Okay, number 4, don't look at it yet because we haven't learned yet, but number 3 is the one I want. So, of all the questions now, obviously number 3 is the one that, is a little bit challenging lah. Okay, because we have to take one and then look at the other one and then try and see. Okay, but what I want you to do today, is this paper, okay, and only 2 questions only today. Okay, and these 2 questions are very similar to question number 1 and question number 2 just now. And I want you to complete this by today. Okay, question 1A, question 1A1, and question number 2A only. Okay, just these 2 questions. Okay, it is very similar to question number 1 and question number 2 just now. Okay, is form the equation first. Okay, form the equation first, and then after that, this one is express y in terms of x, so same as question number 1. This one is find the value of p and q, same as question number 2. Okay, so please complete these 2 questions by today, okay, and hand it into your Telegram channel. Okay, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow I will, everybody, tomorrow you will probably need your graph paper.